Hello and welcome to Channel 2S. I'm your host, Second Soundwave, and today's another Second Soundwave builds a thing while talking about new things video, because there's some news, and I've also got a kit I want to build right here, the Real Grade Build Strike, so let's just dive right into the box. So last night, as you guys know, I did an episode of Gunpla News, and everybody in the comments, and I mean pretty much everybody, really wanted to know why I didn't talk about the new Gundam Barbatos. Well, the answer is pretty simple. I recorded that video around 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, and the reveals came at around 11 Eastern Standard Time, and there was no way I was starting another video that late, especially since it takes around 4 to 5 hours just for me to make one of those, so that didn't happen last night, so I'm talking about it today since you guys really want to hear about it. So, Barbatos Rex. Unless I mess something up very badly, you can see it on screen right now. Check it out, guys. It's basically the Barbatos Lupus, but it's got Hashimal parts all over it. It's got claws. It's got the Hashimal's tail. There's a bunch of stuff going on here. It's got a lot more blue on it, replacing some of the red parts on the Lupus. Just in general, a pretty cool design, although the more I look at it, the more I do kind of prefer the Barbatos Lupus, but I think a lot of that comes down to the fact that I generally prefer predominantly red Gundams over predominantly blue ones. And for those of you that have never seen it, this is a Real Grade's inner frame. I'm going to see if I can pull it in close, and here we go. Inner frame, strike frame. This is the one that this kit's going to be using. I have to say, it's looking a lot simpler than some of the other Real Grade frames I've seen on things like the Astray, so we'll have to see how this turns out. But the Barbatos Rex was actually not the only thing they showed off at that event, because they also showed us the Regenlaze Julia. And what the Regenlaze Julia is it is basically just the Grey Zines if the Grey Zines was a Regenlaze. Like, that's literally it. It's totally the Grey Zines. And I honestly think it looks a lot cooler than the Grey Zines did, especially since it's in color. And I think the Ines just really looked kind of drab and boring. But still, I'm kind of... it makes me a little bit worried that we're going to see a bit of a rehash of Season 1 in the Season 2 finale. Like, I'm honestly kind of wondering at this point if it's going to be, you know, the Barbatos Rex fighting the Regenlaze Julia or whatever, and then, you know, over somewhere else, the Gundam Bael is going to be fighting the new Gundam Vidar, and, like, that's going to be the finale, and it's going to be the exact same thing that happened in Season 1. I'm really hoping that won't be the case, but it is entirely possible. I mean, they're all cool mobile suits, and they're all cool characters and stuff, so if it does happen again that way, it's not the worst thing ever. It would just be a little disappointing, since IBO has pretty much been the most original Gundam series ever made so far, so for them to basically copy themselves at this point would be kind of disappointing. And wow, this, the J-Runner, the new dark gray kind of gunmetal brown parts for the Build Strike are actually a really soft plastic, much softer than I normally expect to see on a Real Grade, so that's pretty cool. It's like that kind of IBO frame material. Okay, Real Grade manual. These are always cool to look at. Got some nice colored stuff in here. I already showed you guys this in the unbox. You can go check that out if you haven't already. So looks like we're going to start here with the feet. So as with any Real Grade, the first step to building it is cutting out the inner frame. And the inner frame on this guy, well, I'm going to actually show you the cutting out process on it, because it's kind of fun to see one of these come together. So for this, we're going to be building the feet. So basically what you do is you cut all the points on here. So you cut here, and you cut here, and you cut here. And you got this little piece in the runner, right? This whole thing was on the runner? Whoa! Check that out. Check that out. Joints, joints, ball joints. It's got everything. This is the most fun part of the Real Grades for me, is just cutting off this piece right here, you know, taking it out, and just being able to do that. Like, that's so cool. Like, this was a single injection molded thing, and it moves. Awesome. Okay, so cutting out the foot parts. We got some white pieces here, and while I'm doing this, I'm going to continue talking about that press event, because I have to say it was a little less impressive than I was hoping it would be. All we really saw was the Barbatos Rex, which we saw a high grade of, as you saw earlier, but we've also got a 1/100 scale of it coming as well, as we know. That was shown off there as well. You can see pictures of it right here. I'm not sure how many pictures I have of it, but I'll basically just throw what I have up there. and hope for the best. Also, there's a little card next to the 100 Barbatos Rex that looks like they're showing off some kind of additional stand campaign, I'm guessing. It looks like they've got some kind of like clear, sort of frosted clear action base there with some like Tekadon and Yallarhorn stickers next to it. Not sure exactly what that's all about. I haven't really seen any kind of translation of that thing yet, but I'm sure we'll figure it out soon enough. And speaking of 100s, they did also have the 100 Gundam Bael there. Unfortunately, it was the same gray resin prototype we've already seen before, so nothing really new there. But the high-grade Bael they had on display was in color, and now we can see that the high-grade Bael and the Bael Gundam itself has a pretty boring color scheme. Like, it's basically just kind of this grayish color with some blue here and there. And the swords, now that we see them in color, are almost 100% definitely going to be the swords from the Grimgur, just reused, because apparently, from what I've heard, they're made out of some kind of like rare metal. So obviously McGillis wouldn't want to get rid of those if he already had them on the Grimgur. And, you know, also that kind of makes it painfully obvious that this is in fact going to be McGillis's Gundam. And that's all the stuff they showed off at that IBO press event. However, there is actually one more thing that I'm going to talk about, and that is one last bit of news, and that is about the Master Grade GM Sniper 2 White Dingo colors. Now, we saw this back in November at Gunpla Expo, and they didn't really specify how it was going to be released. Some people were very hopeful and were thinking it might be retail. You guys are going to be disappointed, because it's P-Bondi. And guess what month it's coming out in? Yep, March. More March Gunpla, just completely annihilating all of our Gunpla budgets. Okay guys, let's build some feet. So, take this, and we take the one piece I forgot to cut out. So anyway, you take that piece, and you stick it right in the bottom of the foot frame, just like that. And what do we do next? We take this piece right here, come on, and then we stick it on here. Okay, this thing's already flipped up the right way, so I grab this, and I need this as well. Stick it on here. I noticed there's no kind of slide-on toe joint like there are on some of the later real grades. That's a little odd. So we got this here, and then this goes right here. This should be fun. I'm actually really looking forward to this build because it just looks like such a cool kit, you know. How does this go? Oh, goes way up here. Okay, so he's got a bit of an arch to his foot. That's cool. I like that. So then we take these pieces and we stick them together like this. Nice little bit of detail over here. There's another one of these. Here we go. I'm going to stick this in here, just like this, and they just tab together. Now next up, they want you to put one of those little foil stickers right here in the front. Now normally those are stupid and I leave them off, but this one's going to be covered up by a translucent blue piece, so it could work okay. So now we take that translucent blue piece, stick it in right here, and hey, that actually looks pretty good. Okay, so now we take these, and what, they just clip over here? Just kind of... Oh, okay. I guess that's one way to do it, so there we go. Ankle guard. Now this just plugs over the back. Oh, okay, I get it now. We need to take this here, put it in like this. Just like this. And then stick it on. And we have a foot. And since this is a rather complicated real grade model, I really don't feel like building the entirety of the legs tonight. So instead, what I'm going to just do right here is I'm going to cut out the leg frame and just kind of break it in a little. Here we go. And now there's more things they wanted me to cut, because there is a little... Here it is, right in here. So it looks like you're supposed to take this and just kind of bend it down like this. Oh, okay. And then this kind of rotates down. Which way does it go? It goes facing this way. So that side hangs down. And it just... There we go. I think that's it. So how's this going to bend? There was probably an awkward jump cut there. Just ignore it. So, we have joints down here. How does this move? Should probably loosen up the knee again just because, not gonna lie, I kind of like this joint. It's fun. Oh, what the heck. Let's just build the leg anyways. So, you got the leg frame. We want to take these pieces here, and we want to take them, and we put them like this right here. Just like that. And there's another piece just like it that goes on the other side. Just like this. Clicks down nice and tight. Okay. We have these pieces next. They're going to go down here on the sides of the legs. With the flat side facing up. Come on. Come on. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, this is going pretty well. So. And this just goes over the top. And then this goes here on the back. Where does this go? Does it go here? Yeah, it does go here. Okay. So that goes here. This just goes on right here. And then we have on the front, we got this. Just goes over it like this. We got that. And also this goes over the front, just like this. And then this over the back. This is not wanting to clip together tightly. Okay, maybe there is supposed to be a gap there, because I can't seem to find a way to get those pieces to go together any closer than they already are. So next we're going to take this piece and clip it around the back right here. That should tab in. There's a piece that goes around the front too. Those lock together and makes that nice little bit of exposed frame you see around the top of the legs on the strike. So now next we're going to take this piece, plug it in right here at the kneecap, and plug this on top of it just like that. And after a quick break to apply those terrible foil stickers to the kneecaps, I'm going to stick this right on here. And then we take the translucent blue part and we put it right here. And just stick it down. Just like that. And it makes the shiny parts a bit more manageable since they're now underneath a nice clear blue shield, so they aren't going to be peeling off anytime soon. And then lastly, there's just a couple more pieces that go onto the legs, just like this. So we make some kind of thing here. Come on, there we go. And then this goes down onto here, just like that. And then we do the same thing on the other side. And there we have a leg. And if we pull in a foot, we can stick it down on there. It actually holds down nice and firm. And we have a leg. And I have to say, I really like this guy's legs, especially the thighs. Like, check this out. Oh, yeah. Remember the old real grades where they had, like, really crazy, totally unnecessary shifting armor instead of the really subtle armor they have now? Yeah. This is one of those old frames. I have to say, this is actually really cool. Like, seriously, I think this is my favorite armor shifting gimmick on any of the real grades I've built so far. So I'm going to end the night right here with a final comparison shot between the armored and unarmored legs for the build strike. If you enjoyed this video, if you're excited for the Barbatos Rex, be sure to leave a like right about now. As always, share these videos around with your friends. It is a great way to help this. It is a great way to help this channel grow. And if you're new here, obviously I'm going to be continuing the build of this in the following days. I also do Gunpla news, I do finished kit reviews, I do unboxings, I do all sorts of Gunpla related stuff. So if any of that sounds cool, hit that icon that you see on the screen right about now. If you're early and you don't see the icon, you can click the other subscribe buttons on YouTube. You probably know how this site works by now. There's also thumbnails popping up all along the sides here with some of my other content for you guys to check out. So just go nuts. I'm Second Soundwave, and I'll see you next time.